I would like to start out by saying that nobody should be as stupid as I was in this story. There were countless red flags, and because I thought I was invincible, I almost got myself hurt, or worse. A couple of years ago, I and my friend, who I'll call Alex for privacy reasons, got super into these YouTube channels that would explore abandoned places. They would explore old mines, hospitals, and I even saw one where a guy explored an abandoned amusement park. Naturally, this only made us want to do it ourselves, and we had heard from a friend about an abandoned church building, about a 20-minute drive into the woods, that he had seen when going hiking with his father. He told us he honestly wouldn't mess with it, because it gave him a very unsettling vibe. Of course, being the little horror fans we were, that only solidified how badly we needed to travel there. We were both working high school jobs, which meant that we were going to go at night, which is stupid, I know, but honestly, it just added to the excitement of what we were doing, as it all felt so badass. We got off our shifts and excitedly went home to prepare for what was ahead. This part is a little embarrassing, but we dressed up in all black camo with Under Armour shirts and black bike helmets and stuff as if we were Special Forces agents or something. I had brought my camera as it had a night vision setting, and Alex brought along a flashlight and extra batteries. At least one of us used our brain that night. We took the road that our friend told us about and found the side path that would lead us to the church. As the sun was setting, I was honestly terrified, but the rush of adrenaline that was paired with it made me plow forward with Alex until we were at the church. When we finally got there, we took it all in. It was actually a pretty huge church, almost in a weird T-looking shape, but with the middle part rising into sort of a cone with windows almost. It was almost completely overgrown, with wooden boards boarding up almost every window on the place, except for some really big ones, which just had shards of broken colored glass jutting out from it. By the time we got to the front door, we tried opening it, but it seemed stuck. We took an old metal pole that was on the ground, wedging it between the two doors to get enough leverage to slide it open. After we walked in, we saw the door had been barricaded with some old desk-looking thing, and we activated the camera and flashlight, as it was almost pitch black inside. We walked through the reception-looking area, checking out a couple of side rooms that were attached to it. I found a really cool-looking crucifix. It looked like it was hand-carved out of some sort of dark wood, and shoved it in my pack after showing it to the camera. There were two large doors at the end of the reception area, which we assumed led to the big area where the mass used to be held. We took a deep breath, and with hands shaking, I pushed open the heavy doors, and Alex's flashlight beam was over my shoulder. It was a huge area with some overturned pews, and clutter strewn all across the floor as you walked. Alex started screaming out words like echo, and I kicked him in the shins as it bounced off the walls. "Ow, what the hell, dude? It's not like we're gonna get a noise complaint," he said. "Yeah, I know, but this place is creepy as hell. It just makes me nervous," I said in retort. There was a stage at the end that looked like where the priest would stand on, as it had an altar-looking thing, with some overturned chairs and a broken piano. Behind that, however, there were two doors leading on either side, which connected to what I'm assuming was the room the priest would get ready in. We walked around exploring the main room, And as I swept my camera's view around to that area, I noticed 2 tiny glimmers in the camera coming from the back room. I whispered to Alex about it and he got excited, saying if it was shiny, maybe someone left something valuable here. We slowly made our way over to the room, and I turned my camera off as it was running low on battery. It took a different kind than the ones that Alex brought. As Alex guided us with the flashlight, we crept into the back room, looking around. We couldn't find anything shiny, but the room smelled absolutely deplorable. Alex's flashlight flickered and then abruptly shut off. "You've gotta be kidding me, man," Alex cursed out loud. He tried searching through his bag for the batteries, and I flipped my camera back on to help grab them. That's when it happened. While he was rummaging through, I noticed something in the corner of the screen. It was very, very slight, but I saw movement. I panned my camera over to the corner of the room by a dresser, and my entire body went cold. There was a tall, emaciated man standing upright stiffly in the corner of the room, staring directly at us. He was skinny, with a white unkempt beard and tattered brown pants with no shirt. I couldn't even see his eyes as in the camera. They just looked like grayish-green ovals. I froze completely and stifled a scream, slowly grabbing Alex's hand as hard as I could, and started backing out of the room as quietly as possible. He was confused, but I think he realized something was happening by how hard I was holding him, and he backed out without saying a word. As soon as we were out of the room, I told him someone was in the corner, and without missing a beat, we sprinted out of the church, almost tripping and falling over random debris as I guided Alex with my hand, staring through my night vision camera. Once we got to the car, I struggled to even get the keys into the ignition because I was shaking so badly. As we drove off, Alex and I freaked out about what had happened. We never told our parents. We didn't know if it was private property or something, and didn't want to get in trouble. I think the scariest part of the whole experience was how tall he was, and the way he just stood there, completely silent. I don't know if it was some sort of homeless man, or some crazy person, but either way, I pray to God we never meet again, and there's no way in hell I would ever go back to that church.